Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll start. Okay, but today that related to Lex. No, I need some more time. Okay, to complete that project because I found some interesting concepts over there. Okay, so that whatever the Lex what you are creating, we can implement even the augmented technology. Suppose say um, you have created that sample already have demonstrated you where you can communicate with the bot with voice as well as the text. Okay, so we can convert that bot into virtual reality also. Okay, so that I'm working on. Give me some time. Okay, so let me finish. I'll complete that the simple bot. So after converting into simple bot using this technology called Sumerian console, Sumerian technology, even AWS provides the platform where we can implement augmented technologies as well as virtual reality. Okay, so using this, okay, let me finish that project. I found very interesting. Okay, let me finish that project, then I will demonstrate how to convert that bots into virtual reality. You feel like the bots are talking to you, like how suppose let us say in banking, the customers the managers will speak, right? In the same way, the bot also speak to you and they provide the services. Okay, so that is there. Next in today's session, but definitely that Sumerian concepts for virtual reality. Okay, I will complete and demonstrate. So first in today's, let us have another project. Okay, which is related to um machine learning again. Okay, so I think you might have familiar with recognition. Okay, so recognition. Suppose let us say character handwriting recognition. The machine should be able to understand what are the characters. Okay, which human written characters. Let us say I have written one, I have written two, three. So the machine should be able to recognize that is the given character is okay. So two or three, etc., etc. Okay, in today's session, what we will do, okay, we will learn how to train the model using machine learning techniques. Okay, how to train the model using machine learning techniques. So after training the model, okay, next comes the implementation of a different algorithm. Okay, so either you can use recognition algorithms or you can classify also. Classifications also, classifiers also we can use. Okay, so here going to use these platforms. Okay, so pay attention. Okay, because this is totally some of the parts, some of the concepts are related to our the previous modules, and some are new here. Okay, so here I'm going to use ECR. Okay, ECR stands for Elastic Container Registry. Okay, which will allow us to create the separate container for our application programs. We'll discuss about that one in the next slide called Docker engines. Next, we have IAM console. You are familiar with the IAM console, right? Participants, interns,
Yes, sir.
you are familiar with the IAM console. Similarly, there is a concept called CLI, command line interface. Suppose let us say you have a bulky data. Let us say 200 GB of data, 300 GB of data. Okay, and you want to deploy that one. That 200 GB of data, it is in your local server, local machine, and you want to deploy that. Okay, to your S3 bucket. So it will take a lot of time if you take manually. If you are deploying into S3 bucket, it will take a lot of time. Just imagine that again that folder is having subfolders, and inside the subfolders there are plenty of files. In that case, very difficult to deploy manually. So we use CLI techniques, where from your local machine terminal we can copy and paste all the data, okay, into your S3 bucket using the commands. We'll see that one because CLI is going to we are going to widely use CLI, okay, when it comes to huge amount of data in machine learning concepts. Next, we have deep learning. See, obviously my today's agenda is how to set up, how to teach you how to set up deep learning techniques. Okay, deep learning using Keras model, okay, or Keras technique also we say, okay, where even we can use TensorFlow also, okay, and deep learning TensorFlow techniques are widely used for artificial neural networks, okay, when you have the more and more network, let us say you have one layer, inside that layer, inside that present layer, first layer, there will be another layer, okay, like how the number of layers are increasing, it will be time consuming if you are working with the normal algorithms or machine also. A lot of huge amount of CPUs are required. So we have a technique called deep learning technique or TensorFlow platform where we can work on such type of environment when you have n number of layers, okay, that totally into the neural network. Okay, so next is let's talk about technical part, okay, called Docker engine and containerization. Okay, so when you have like you take neural network, deep learning totally used for you neural network. So let us say you have three layers: input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. There are three layers. Okay, so if you are running such type of programs using normal machines, the performance obviously degrade. Okay, so what we will do here, okay, for such type of environment, we make use of the concept of Dockers and containerization. Okay, so what is Docker now? Okay, so we need to understand exactly what exactly the Docker is. Okay, so Docker is nothing but it is an Docker is it is a platform as a services. Okay, under cloud it works as a platform as a services. Okay, that uses operating system level virtualization to deliver software in packages called containers. Okay, so suppose say just to clear this concept. Okay, to clear this concept, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Participants, yeah, Docker and containerization. You can see this screen, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
suppose let us say uh, you want to work on PowerPoint, PowerPoint presentation. Imagine you want to work on PowerPoint presentation in local machine to work on PowerPoint presentation. Okay, we will be in background. Two programs will be running, right? Inters. Two programs will be running. One is for operating system, correct? Interns. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one is for one program to work operating system, and one program, okay, so to work on PowerPoint presentation. So what happen when you combine these both? That scheduling, synchronization, all those concepts will come, right? So obviously, when the load increases, the performance of your local machine decreases. So that is the reason to keep the performance as same. Okay, it should not affect the performance. We introduce this Docker as a platform as a services. So in Docker as platform as a services, what happens? It will create the containers. How many applications you are using? That many application for to use those many applications, it will create the containers. Suppose let us say, okay, so this is my Docker architecture. What happens here is this is my hardware level infrastructure has a hardware level, all those machines I'll be using here. This can be your data center also. So inside the Docker engine, what happened? Okay, there will be host operating system. One operating system will be there. Okay, upon that operating system, the hardware infrastructure hardware operating system will be there. Upon that operating system, what I will do, I will create one Docker engine. Okay, hope you are understanding. I'll create one Docker engine. Now what happens? This Docker engine will create the containers. App one, let us say I want to run app one. So what I will do, the Docker will create one container for two, only to run application one, A. Similarly, Docker will create another container, separate container to work on application B. Similarly, the Docker based upon the number of application you are using, so that many container it will create, and it will allocate that specific container for the specific application program. Hope you are understanding. Suppose in the same way in the machine learning, if we take neural network, in neural network, what happens? At least we need to execute three layers. One is for input layer, another is for hidden layer, another is for output layer. Okay, so again, hidden layer can be varied. You can keep one, you can keep two, you can keep three, etc. Okay, so now for 3 layers, how many containers we want? Interns? Interns. Suppose let us say I want to work on 3 containers. So, okay, I want to work on, yeah, 3 layers. So how many containers we required? Interns. You should be reflexive interns, otherwise it will, I feel like really boring. Hello? Hello? Hello?
So,
Yeah, you should be reflexive, please. Okay. Uh, how many? Suppose let us say I want to execute on 3 layers my program. How many containers we required?
3 containers.
3 containers we required. One is for input layer, another is for hidden layer, one is for output layer. So Docker will take care of that one. So what happens when you are dividing that in terms of container, the performance of all the layer will remain same. Understood? So this is a technique generally we use, and this is widely used. Remember, they're widely used by most of the companies who are having a bulk amount of data. Let us say Netflix, they are using it. Amazon, they are using it. Okay, so Snapdeals, most of the companies whose business is totally in terms of data, they are using all this technique, containerization. Let us say the Deepavali is coming. Okay, now Christmas is coming. In that one, number of users are increasing. So what I will do, I will create small containers for individual user. Let's say per minute 1,000 users. This Docker will create 1,000 containers. Okay, to handle the users, and performance will remain same over there. So that is a technique. Here also in our deep learning algorithm also, we will be using the same thing. Now next, so to execute this project 2, here remember, today we are going to learn how to train the model. Suppose let us say, if I want to run any machine learning algorithm or machine learning projects, so the machine learning projects, okay, uh, comes with the 5 stages here. First, we need to prepare the data. Okay, so we need to prepare the data. So after preparing the data, let us say this is my data. Let's say this is data. Okay, so I have collected all the data. So after collecting all the data, I have analyzed the data, and after analyzing, I have made sure that this is free from the noise. Noise is nothing but I have converted the complete entire unstructured format of data to structured format of data. Next, what we need to do is, okay, this data further we need to divide in 2 parts. Okay, so one data we read for testing. So let us say, okay, one is required for test, and another is nothing but your actual data. Okay, so here, this, let us say actual data. Okay, so this is the company data you say. So now before getting the proper results, let us say, okay, from our actual data, we need to train the model first. Okay, so we need to train the model. So after training the model, okay, so after teaching the model, then we can use our actual data, okay, to solve the problems related to the organization, whatever it is. Okay, so in today's session, what I will do, I have the predefined data, okay, which is free from noise. So I'll take that data. So after taking that data, I will try to prepare the model, okay, for the machine learning. So once the model is ready, then we can use that model to test our actual data. So this is today's concept. Hope we are cleared. Interns.
yes, sir.
Cleared now? So let's try to say, okay, we have the data, and we try to see, okay, how much accurate is that data is. Okay, how much percentage of amount of accuracy we will get from that data. Then we will use for that model for the actual learning purposes. You have any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Let's proceed then. So these are the stages now. Okay, so I'm going to use MINST, M-I-N-S-T, or data. I'll discuss about what is that MINST data later. Okay, so next is these are the stages. Okay, suppose if I want to implement any deep learning concept using Amazon. So these are some of the the stages generally we follow. In that, first comes sign up with the AWS. You know that one. Next, we need to give the permissions. IAM console. We have to create the user, give the permission. Next, we have to give the full access permission for ECS. Okay, inline, there is a concept of inline policy that we have to discuss now. Next, the page the JSON code. We'll discuss about this one. Most important, okay, in ECR, we need to create one EC2 engine or EC2 instance, and that instance should contain NVIDIA drivers. Okay, next to Docker, it should also support for Docker and NVIDIA Docker. NVIDIA drivers we required, Docker is required, NVIDIA Docker is required. Okay, so we are going to have little high configured the machine here, okay, to run my TensorFlow or deep learning programs. So these are the procedure. Okay, I will explain this, how to do this. Next comes, okay, so once that is ready, next we need to configure this. Okay, so deep learning using AMI instance. Okay, so navigate this, we'll see in the hands-on session. Okay, how to do this, all this, how to process this using these different stages. Next, connect to your instances, then you run the ECR, log into the ECR, and you try to run the data. Now, but before that, it's important to know what is MINST. Okay, MINST data. Okay, so hold on a second. So MINST handwriting, see, as far as, hold on, MINST data is concerned. Okay, this comes under this, the MINST data will look like this. Hold on. Okay, MINST data will look like this. It will be either in the binary format. Can you see the screen, interns? Interns? Can you see this? Okay, MINST data, either it will be in the binary format, 0s and 1, or hexadecimal format. Okay, but this is the pixel value of your images. So whatever the data, what you are saying, okay, is the pixel value of images. So right now, as far as MINST data, what I am using, it is having around 60,000 different images, handwritten images. Okay, so we need, using that 60,000 handwritten images, we should be able to prepare our model. Okay, and the data will look like this. Okay, let's go to MINST again. Hope you can see the screen, right? Interns?
Yes, sir.
You can see the screen now. So I have taken the data directly from this site called yen.com. Okay, so this is a standard website where you'll get all the handwritten, the MINST data set. Okay, and it has proved that these data sets are nearly 99% accurate. Okay, so we are going to use all this data, okay, to prepare our the model. So as far as this data is concerned, okay, so let us say, hold on, I'll show you. Hold on, not here, not here, not here. You went to MINST extra image. Okay, so as far as this data is concerned, hold on. Okay, so this data look like this. Hope you can see the screen now. Interns? Interns? Hello?
Sir, pause.
You can see that, yeah, hello?
Pause it, sir.
What?
We are getting the binary. It's
Yeah,
hexadecimal
4,
data.
can you, yeah, 4, can you see 4? Hold on. Can you see now? Hello?
So,
Yeah.
sir, now it's visible.
So yeah, so that this data contains the images like this. Fine. Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4 handwritten, the images that the contents will be there. Understood. Now what we have done here is in the MINST data. So we have taken in terms of pixel, the pixel, okay, the pixel of 28 into 28 size. Hold on. Not able. Hold on, please. Yeah. So we have taken the data in terms of 28 into 28 pixel. Okay. Suppose there is 28 into 28. Here they have mentioned 25. So, but our data contains 28 into 28. So that means total number of pixels will be how much? 28 into 28. 28 into 28. How many number of pixels? Students, interns, multiply it.
784.
784 number of pixels. Okay, so 784 number of pixels data we have taken. Okay, so similarly, that means there will be 784 cells, and each cell will be having one dot. Understood? So more number of pixels means the clarity of the image will be more there over there. Now let us have simple example. Imagine I have 8 into 8 now. Say, let us say 8 into 8 or 4 into 4. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, similarly 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so imagine similarly like we have taken 8 into 8 here. Let us say there is one dot here. There is one dot here. Okay, so next there is one dot here. Next there is one dot here. One dot is here. Okay, one dot is here. One dot is here. Next one dot is, okay, let us say one dot is somewhere here. Okay, so it shows no just roughly just for the explanation it shows. Okay, when you have dot like this in the pixel, okay, it shows it is 6 character. The machine should be able to recognize whatever the pixels what we have in the minced data set. It is showing like it is the character called 6. Hope you are clear. Okay, so this will be efficiency will be more when you have more number of pixels here. Okay, so 28 into 28 means we will be having 784 cells, and those cells, either the cells will be empty or it will be made up of dot. Okay, so based upon the pixel values, the machine will be will train using deep learning a system. Okay, so this is how handwritten data sets. Okay, ready-made handwritten data sets we have, same handwritten data set we are going to use here. Okay, hold on. Hope you can see the screen now. Hold on a second, participants. Can you see the main console? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Okay, so you can see the main console, right? Fine. Now let's dive into hands-on now. Let me check first. Let me go to my PPT. Okay, let's start with the first stage. The first stage is what? Sign up with AWS. Next, add permission for accessing Amazon ECR. Okay, so next I have to go to, in first stage what I have to do. Okay, go to your main console. Under main console, go to I am user. Hope you can see the screen, participants. Interns. Hello. Yeah, this is my main console. Here what you have to do is go to I am user. Go to I am user. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, here you go to I am user and create one user. And create the users. Hold on.
Hello, sir.
Sorry.
Can you remove what you have written on the screen?
Yeah, 1 second. I experimented now. Let me see. Is there an option? Erase option. Huh? Is it? Yeah. Yes. I can erase now. Now Is now clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Hold on. You can plan Sumera, okay, augmented technology. You can plan after creating the Lex, complete Lex. Okay, so we can convert that one into virtual reality, like how we discussed with physically, how we discuss with our friends. Similarly, we can create the virtual environment for Alexa. Okay, it's one of the cutting edge technology nowadays, and most of the business in future, okay, will be going to convert, will adopt augmented technologies, okay, to increase their number of products or sales. Anyways, so next is what you have to do is, after going to I am user, create one user, hit on user. Okay, so already I have created one, so let me create one more. So give, you know this, you know this process very well. So here what I will do, let me give one name, test deep learning. Test deep learning. Okay, test deep learning. I'll give both programmatic access and console access. Programmatic access and console access. Next is custom password I'll give. Okay, let us have the password be. Please remember this password. Test, TEST. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Let me show you. Test 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, just remember this one. I don't want the user to I don't want to allow user to change his password, so keep as it is. Next is, so after this is very simple concept, simple process, creating the user. Now next is here, most important. Okay, hold on please. Hold on a second. Okay, so after creating, once after successful creation of your okay, after successful creation of the user, let me try to create this. Let me see this groups. No, I don't want to add any groups here. Existing policies directly. Let me check with existing policies directly. Okay, no, let me create the users directly first. Okay, so let me check the set boundaries. As far as boundaries are concerned, create a user without a permission boundary. Use a permission boundary. Okay, I will create the user without any permission boundaries. Just hit on next tag. Next tag. So I'll keep this one tags optional. Okay, so if you want, you can give tags also. Let us say the tag be name, or you can give test next deep learning. Fine. Next, hit on review. So now the user has no permission. Okay, no problem. Okay, so far I haven't given any permission. Just review this and create immediately. Created. So there will be some noise in the background. Okay. Fine. Now what I can say, the user already, I have created the user. Now what you need to do is just go to your dashboard again. Let me close this. Okay, so after closing, just hit on test deep learning user. Go to your main dashboard of this user. Okay, now here, so after this, okay, so you need to add some permission. We need to give some access permission to this user. Okay, so access permission to use full ECR. ECR engine, Docker engine. Okay. So what I will do, hit on, hold on a second. Full access policies I want. Okay. So here I'll give full access. Click on add permission. Okay. Click on add permission. So here, what you need to do is, okay, attach policy. Click on attach policy. Attach policy. Hold on. Click on attach policy. Wait a minute. Yeah, create existing attach policy. Here, give type ECR full access. ECR full access, or just type ECR. Okay, not ECR full access. I want to give ECR full access for this user. Okay, so to do that, what I will do, okay, let me copy this ECR full access. ECR full access. Okay, let me copy this ECR full access. Hold on, it will pop up. Hold on. Yeah, you can see, right? Intense, you can see, so what I will do, I have created the user and I have given the ECR full access for, I'm going to give the ECR full access for this user. Okay, so that he can access the container. So next, okay, next review. I have given manage policy. Okay, next add permission. Add permission. Next thing is similarly, okay, so there is another called inline policy. Suppose let us say, okay, there are two types of policies we can add. Okay, one is created by Amazon itself, one policy. Okay, so that can be based upon the modules. Okay, so along with that one, Amazon also support to or allow the developer to create their own policies. Okay, so that is called inline policy. So we can create, manage, and deploy those policy. Like, again, what I have to do, I have to add one more inline policy here. So you can see the option here on the plus symbol called add inline policy. Hit on inline policy. Hit on inline policy here. Okay, so the moment when you, okay, you can create your own the policy here, and you can give for all the modules. Now what I will do, there is an option here called JSON. Just I want to give one, okay, just I want to create one policy for the inline. This code I will share you. Okay, this code. Okay, hold on. Create an inline policy. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me refresh this. Okay, so open the JSON tab. Okay, so hold on, it's processing. Hold on, participant. Okay, hold on. So next, after opening JSON, just copy this, paste over JSON. Hold on, it's processing. Okay, so let me copy this. So after copying, just paste that here. Delete and paste it over here. Fine. So paste it. Review of the policy. Okay. So review of the policy. I'm just giving the I'm allowing that user to create the containers and execute your application program called deep learning programs using the containers here. Okay. So simple statement. Okay. And that package is created. So this is the version, and under that version, I'm creating it. So two permissions already have given now. So give the name of that inline policy. Let me give the inline policy name be test TensorFlow. Sorry, test deep learning. Okay, test deep learning and create the policy. Create the policy. Fine. Create the policy. So now you can see in the dashboard. Okay, so there are two policies. One is ECS full access for this user, and another one is okay, test deep learning a system. Deep learning, that is nothing but my inline policy here. Okay, so next is, so after creating the policies, next we need to go to create EC2 instance. So IAM user work is over now. Now let's go to the main console again. Okay, so hope you are cleared. Intense, any doubt? I can see only six participants out of 19. Okay, so this is not good actually. Okay, either they are not understanding the concept or they are not interested. I don't know. But certificate, remember, if you are attending the session or not attending the session, certificate only be issued after the successful completion of your assignments and the final demo with your guide. Just share with them. Okay, so they might have thought, okay, our company is Zerzex IT Training and Solutions. Okay, they will give grantedly as like other companies are giving, but it's not totally not like that. Okay, since I told you, our company actually working with VTO. Even I didn't say some of our professors. Okay, they are also working with ISRO. Okay, so ISRO already we have taken some the trainings projects from the ISRO. Okay, so slowly we are also migrating towards ISRO. So tell them, inform them. Okay, this is not good actually. 6 participants I can see out of 19. It is a straightforward without the completion of assignment we will not give the certificate. Okay, so next after users, after creating an users, we have to go to main console. Now we have to create a EC2 engine. Okay, so this time while creating the EC2 engine, we also should have it that EC2 engine also should support for my NVIDIA Docker as well as Docker with the NVIDIA, which support both Docker and with the NVIDIA's okay system. So next, go to your console again. Okay, console again. Next, type here EC2. So you know very well, right? Intense, 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 intense. Hello, hello. Okay, go to EC2. Go to EC2 here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. It's taking time. EC2. Here you have to concentrate. Hope you are now you know how to create the users with the inline policy. Concept remains same. There is some little modifications are there. Now next in the EC2, okay, we have to choose the EC2 engine in such a way that it should have NVIDIA the package. Hold on. If someone is interested, especially mechanical and the civil engineers, those who want to complete their any courses with free of cost, okay, they can approach me. Okay, we have taken some more courses from ISRO. They'll get the certificate directly from ISRO. Okay, I forgot to share this information. Okay, so any from mechanical and civil department, they can approach me. Fine, I'll share the details of the complete this one, the courses. It's free of cost. They need not to pay anything. The only thing is they have to complete the projects. Okay, so this is this is how we look running instances. It's showing like running instances are 0 here. Let me see. Hold on. My system is taking a lot of time. Hold on. Hello? Hello? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Hold on. Okay. Can you see can you see the screen now?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. And now right now I'm in instance. Hold on. Okay. Showing like, let me close this one, Sumerian. Let me go to hold on. It's taking a lot of time today. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, let me go to EC2 engine. Hit on EC2. Click on EC2. Hold on, student. Intense. It's taking time. Okay, I cannot proceed until that dashboard will open. Once again, let me go to the main dashboard of EC2. Okay, now it is opening now. Hold on. Okay, I can see one instance which is up and running. So next, we will try to create one more new instance. You know the procedure. Go to launch instance, hit on launch instance, select launch instance. Okay, select launch instance. Hold on. The system is very slow. Internet is very slow. Yes, finally, the dashboard is opening. 1 second. Okay, so here what you have to do is, interns, can you see now? Hello? Interns? Yeah, now you can see, right? Sorry, today internet is very slow. Okay, so now what you have to do is, okay, so here like how we are creating normal EC2, okay, same, we are not creating in that fashion. What you have to do is go to AWS Market, okay, AWS Marketplace. Here you have to type, I need that configured engine now, okay, which comes with the NVIDIA package and NVIDIA and Docker. It also should support for the Docker engine. Okay. So what I will do, I will write here, let me type deep learning base EMI. Okay, I'll type here deep learning base. Just type here deep learning base. Okay, AMI. Okay, enter it. Okay, deep learning base AMI. So you'll get this. Okay, so this you can see here. Okay, I have one EC2. Okay, with Ubuntu. Oh my God, hold on. It's taking again time. Sorry. Hold on, internet. Today internet is very slow. Okay. It's disturbing me a lot. Okay, so here, hope you can see the screen now, intern. Sorry, today internet is very slow. What I deep learning, type deep learning base AMI. Okay, enter it. Okay, enter it. So now here, deep learning base, hold on, deep learning base. Okay. Deep learning base AMI. Okay, deep learning base AMI. Hold on. Deep learning base AMI Ubuntu. Let me type Ubuntu. Enter it. Oh, sorry. Here, go to AWS Marketplace. Okay, after AWS Marketplace, here just type deep learning base AMI. So you can see the different EC2 engines here configured with NVIDIA. Okay, so here if you take the Ubuntu 18.04, this Ubuntu comes with EC2 with NVIDIA CUDA. Okay, so we have CUDA, Intel. Okay, so next, this supports for, you can see here, deep learning optimized. This supports for deep learning framework such as TensorFlow. Okay, MXNet, PyTorch. Okay, so it also support for PyTorch. Even this is supporting for Keras. Okay, so we need this. So our configuration should require, our EC2 should require NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA CUDA we will take. Next we want Keras. Okay, next TensorFlow. Fine. So this suits with the requirements. Okay, to train our machine learning model. In the same way, you can see here there is a lower version of the server also 16.06, which also support for NVIDIA CUDA, Intel. Next PyTorch, it supports for TensorFlow and Keras also, but the lower version one. Okay, so similarly there are plenty of EC2 engines comes with supporting with NVIDIA CUDA. So what I will do, I'll select this. Okay, AWS Deep Learning Base AMI Ubuntu 18.04. So select this and we'll try to configure this one. Okay, so next procedure is same. Okay, so here these are the configuration and the prices they have shown here. So hit on continue. Next to the most important, so far while installing the EC2 engine, we had gone to free tier, right? Free tier architecture. Now this time, since it is a TensorFlow deep learning process, it will not work out. Okay, even our program will not support for free tier. Even this is not eligible. Free tier is not eligible for deep learning. Okay, so directly they have mentioned, but T2 small is available. So what I will do, I need some higher configuration of the engine. Okay, so what I will do, let me check for X5 engine. Okay, so you can see T3 also it is not supporting, deep learning is not supporting for T3, even for M5. Okay, so M5D large engines, okay, it is not supporting. So what I will do, I'll have M5 with large. One second, let me check one more. 5 with large. M4 we have 16 A1 A2 X large. Yeah, I need engine. Once again with the yeah, this one. I'll use this one. Interns, can you see this? Interns.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll use the engine with C5.large, which comes with the RAM 2 GB. Okay, so CPU cycle 4 GB. Okay, so this I'll configure this. You can use it, but remember, since it is going to you are going to pay the price for this soon after designing the model. Okay, so either you stop or terminate the engine. Okay, so terminating the engine is not a right solution. Immediately after preparing the model, you stop the engine. Okay, so that just keep in mind. And whatever the Amazon given the credit, in that credit it is going to detect. Okay, so I'll use C5 dot large engine here. Large, hit on this, click on this. Okay, so I have selected this. Next, you know very well. Okay, the rest of the configuration, just go to config instant details, or you can preview and launch. Number of instance, I want only one. Default VPC I will use. Okay, so rest of the things I'll keep as it is. I don't want to modify here. Okay, suppose if you want to run any the moment when you launch, immediately if you want to run any the command, you can give here under optional, or it can be so you can give some commands, or you can keep as an optional. Let me add the storage here. One thing you have noticed here, what I have noticed, so by default Ubuntu comes with the 8 GB, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you can see here the size has increased to 50 because we need a space to install NVIDIA CUDA. Okay, so that is also required, and space is required for deep learning also. So next, go to add tags. So I don't want any tags here. Configure security groups. Okay, so as far as configure security group is concerned, I'll keep as it is by default. I don't want to change it since I'm going to access my machine using SSH. Okay, so I'll keep this one as also a default, and make sure that you should be able to access from everywhere, anywhere, and launch it. Launch it. So just review the configuration what you have done. Okay, ECU engine 9 we are getting, CPUs we are getting 2, memory we are getting 4 GB. I will launch it. Key pair, regarding about the key pair, okay, either you can create the new one, or you can create the keep the existing one. So I'll keep the existing key pair and launch it. Launch it. Now we have installed two now. One is IM user and another one is my EC2 engine with the NVIDIA CUDA configuration. V1 launch it. V1 launch it. Okay, so let this get launched. Let this get launched. Now I want to configure. Once it is launched, let us say my EC2 engine is launched. Now I have to configure this IM user with that console or EC2 engine. Let me reload again. I have to configure this IM user with my EC2 engine now. So to configure this, okay, so we have to share the access key which is generated for in the user with the EC2 engine. Hold on. Let this get launched first. We'll go one by one, otherwise it will be okay, completely messed up. Hold on. Yeah, you can see, so it's up and running now. Okay, so let me give some name for this. Test deep learning. Enters any doubt? Test deep learning. Okay, test deep learning. Okay, so this is just getting initialized now. Okay, and it is loading now. Till then, let me see the status of my IM user. No. Okay, finally it's opening now. Hold on. Okay, so here IM user, under IM user, okay, after giving all the permission, go to security credential. Okay, suppose if I want to integrate this IAM user with my ECR, go to security credential. Under security credential, you can see here your access key. Okay, so you should keep this one very confidential. Suppose let us say I want to integrate this user with the other ECR engine, or let us say CLI command line interface. So you have to share these things, this access key with those the module. Now what I have to share this access key ID with my EC2 engine. To share this with the EC2 engine, so I have to I have to start this engine. Then only I can share it. Now now my EC2 engine is up and running. Next, go to putty. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Go to putty. Hold on, guys. Okay. Go to putty. Open this app to connect your EC2 engine. Next is
Sir, video paused.
video pause. Hold on. Can you see now? Can you see? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
go to putty. Please keep on requesting if it is video is paused. Now next, share your public IP address of that particular test deep learning EC2 engine. Okay, copy this. So after copying, just paste it. You know this procedure. Paste it. Next comes, go to SSH auth. Next, share your key. Share the key, AWS intern. Okay, open it. Yes, can you see now? Intense black screen. Hello.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, one second. Can you see now? Intense black screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
you can see now. Now the first next procedure you know very well. Configure this Ubuntu. Hit type Ubuntu. One second. Type Ubuntu. Okay, so I have configured. It is getting configured now. So this is your private IP address. Okay, so next let me take the complete the permission. I'll enter as a super user. To do that one, sudo su. Okay, sudo type su. Now I am in the main root now. Okay, so next update your machine. Get update app get update. Okay, so let me get this. Now my machine is updated. It's so fast now. You can see the difference between T2 and the extra the added CPU machines now. Now next is what you have to do is you have to configure your EC2 deep learning EC2 engine with IAM user now. Okay, so to configure, what you have to do is just run the command like AWS configure. Can you see? Better you take down this commands. Okay, AWS configure. Enter it. AWS configure, enter it, and now it will ask for your access key ID. Okay, and the AWS access key ID you will get from, now you go to your IAM user. Okay, so go to IAM user. So as I told you here, what you have to do is go to main page of the user, hit on security credential. Okay, so under hit on security credential, create here. Okay, so here you have the access key ID, right? Okay, just copy this access key ID. Copy the access key ID, okay, and paste it over your main console. Can you see the black console here? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What about IAM user?
It's not visible.
It was not visible. Well, hold on a second. So next what you have to do is, hold on, let me share that one also. because it is a very important step. Okay, so what you have to do is, suppose let us say I want to configure this machine. Okay, so black console you can see, suppose if I want to configure this machine, okay, type AWS configure. So next it will ask for your access key ID. So next what you have to do is directly you go to IAM user. Okay, so click on that particular user and copy this access key ID. Copy that access key ID. Okay, so next go and paste it over here. Can you see Intense? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so now, so next is just enter it. Again, it will ask for secret access key ID. Okay, so to get the secret access key ID, again you go to IAM user. Can you see this console? IAM management console. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now next what you have to do to get the secret key. Okay, here click on create access key. Hit on create access key. Okay, automatically it will create your secret key. Understood? So now you can see here, this is your access key and this is your secret key. Okay, show, click on show, just copy this. Copy this, go to your console. Next, after going console, just paste here. Fine. Next, enter it. Okay, now it is asking for default region name. Since my data center, I have chosen the data center where my data center is Mumbai, no? Yes or no? My data center is Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
So just click on Mumbai, you will get an code here. So this is a code, copy and paste it. Apt south AP-south-1. Okay, so next go to your main black console here. You hope you can see this black screen. Okay, next paste it over here. Fine. You can see the console now. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now next is what you have to do is, again it is asking for output format. Generally the output format, whatever the program what I have pasted over there in the IAM user while creating the inline, it was in JSON, right? So here also by default what I do, I'll type JSON. Okay, so JSON, my format should be in JSON. Now you can see here. Okay, so now I have configured my IAM user with my EC2 engine. Okay, fine. So moment when you get this, it indicates that, okay, now I can access my IAM user with my EC2 engine. Now we can run our deep learning algorithms. Okay, so next what I will do, let me go to, okay, next we need to run some of the commands here. So once it is successfully launched, okay, next to go to, hold on, we need to we need to run some commands so that I can deploy all those data set on my machine now. Okay, so to deploy that all those data set on my machine, okay, now first we need to log in into my Amazon ECR engine. So to log in into Amazon ECR engine, okay, run this command. Hold on a second, I'll show you what is the command. Run this command, copy this command. This is the registry. Hope you can see the screen. Intern.
Yes, sir.
So copy this command. Okay, so after copying, just go to your console. Okay, let me, okay, hold on. Just run this command. Fine. Enter it. Enter it. Hold on. Now, okay, service error occurred, invalid signature exam. When calling the get authorization token operation, the request signature was calculated does not match the signature you provided. Check your AWS secret access key. So secret access key. Hold on, there is something wrong here. Secret. Let me configure again. They is showing some error. AWS configure. Okay, so let me add. Hold on, participants. Let me add again. Let me configure. Okay, let me go to IAM user. Okay, so this is my access key. Next is secret access key. So secret access key is this one. Secret access key is this one. Okay, let me copy this also and close this one. I think it's better to close after copying. Okay. Next, again you go to console, access key, enter it. Region is ap south. Okay, so south-1. Okay, so JSON, again I will type JSON. Next, once it is ready, now you run that command. Let's see. Okay, so just copy that command and paste it just to register your Amazon IAM user with the ECR engine. Copy this and enter it. Copy that and enter it. One second. Yeah, now it is. Now you can you see now my ECR is now connected with my IAM user. Fine, I'll share that commands. Okay, you can practice those commands later on. Next is after logging into Amazon ECR, now I have to run my TensorFlow deep learning. Okay, so to learn, okay, so now I have to run my container. Okay, so I have to create the Docker engine. So after creating the Docker engine, I have to create the container. So after creating the container, okay, so I have to deploy my TensorFlow, as well as I should maintain one separate container for TensorFlow, and I should create one separate container for my data sets. Okay, so to run those data sets. So now next what you have to do is, okay, just copy this command docker run. This is a general command generally we use to create the Docker engine. Okay, so just copy this and go to your main console here. Paste it. Okay, it's taking time. Hold on. This will take a lot of time. Now it is creating the Docker engine and it is creating my the container. This will take little time. Hold on. It's pulling the data, it's extracting the data. Okay, the data which are required, all the packages which are required to create Docker. So full time completed. Slate is downloading around 248 MB. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. It's creating now. So can you see here TensorFlow training data, and that container is using the server of 16.04. Okay, so that Docker engine is created now. Okay, and the operating system which was used by the Docker is Ubuntu 16.04, and we are running EC2 engine, okay, which is of the version 18.04. Fine. Now can you see interns?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you see the difference in root? See here, my private IP address was what? 172, okay, -31.22.91. Now can you see the difference here? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the serial number of my Docker engine. Okay, so this is serial number of the Docker engine, okay, which is somewhere, it is stored in the data centers of Mumbai location. Understood? So I'm going to use this Docker engine, and using this Docker engine, I'm going to create the different containers. Okay, so next is success. This process successfully have created the Docker engine. Okay, and now I can run my TensorFlow programs, deep learning programs. So to get to train we need the data set first. Most important, should have the data set, and the data set you can get from this GitHub repository. Okay, so which is Keras, and this GitHub repository contain the same data. Okay, I'll show you. Wait a minute. Okay, but before running this one, I'll show you this GitHub repository. Okay, which was designed by the Amazon itself. Okay, so I think the expert of Amazon, he has designed this GitHub repository where all the MINST data sets are available. Okay, so and the data set will look like your MINST. Okay, so just now what I explained you. Okay, so same data set we are using here. Okay, in the MINST. Okay, so this data set, hold on. So this data set we are going to use here. Fine, and that data set will contain these many files. Okay, image, labels. Okay, so label, this is for binary and this is for hexadecimal. Okay, images as well as the label. Okay, let me pull this complete data. Okay, and the data, yeah. So these files. Okay, so these files, one is for binary and another is for the hexadecimal values. Okay, and as far as this data set is concerned, it is having around 9912422 bytes, but we are using 60,000. Okay, 60,000 images for binary, in binary format, and 60,000 images for in hexadecimal format. Okay, just to train our model. Okay, so next what I will do, just to go to that GitHub repository, clone it. So this is the command git clone. Then you give the exact location of your GitHub repository. Okay, with the git. So directly it will clone. Okay, so all the data which is available in the GitHub repository will come in. Okay, we will be transferring using EC2 engine. Okay, so here again, let me clear this. Okay, so after clearing, now I'm in the Docker engine, just paste this. Okay, paste, enter it. Now it started cloning in the sense it started, okay, deploying, copying all the data right from your GitHub repository to, okay, our main EC2 engine. Now the entire data is available now. Okay, so next is we need to train the model now. Most important, now I have the data, the clean data. Okay, using that clean data, we can test the model. Okay, so that we will do it. Now I have the data now. Now to test the model using the Docker engine. Okay, what you have to do is, okay, means to CNN compute network. Okay, so now since my data is under Keras example, okay, means to CNN py. So just to copy this just for the training purposes. Python Keras. Okay, run this file .py cnn minst -cnn.py file. Okay, and run this one using our Docker engine. Okay, and enter it using the TensorFlow. This will take a lot of time. See, now the entire file is getting up. Okay, so it is uploading, and see, you can see here it is uploading, and now you can see the binary images. How many binary images are there? Interns. Hello?
Yes, sir.
How many binary images are there here? Can you see here? 60,000. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Last 60,000. Okay, so it is uploading now. It is okay. So it is downloading and uploading in our EC2 instance, and it is training the model. This will take little time. Okay, hold on. Maybe it will take around 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, to upload and train the model, and it gives the accuracy, how much accurate this model is. Okay, hold on. Let me let this get finished. Okay. Okay, and now it started uploading the next one. This will take little time, interns. Okay, so let this get finished, and we will get the accuracy like after successful training. Okay, we will get the accuracy. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will take time because when it comes to training, no training the module, it's take one projects we completed. Okay, malware detection system. Their malware classification. Sorry. Okay, so there we used around 200 GB of data. Okay, same kind of data, same type of data, binary format and hexadecimal format. And to train that model, it has taken 48 hours. Okay, so when you have huge data, no, okay, maybe this is in MBs now. Maybe this is having around 45 to 50 MB. Okay, when you have in GBs, say 150, 200 GB of data. Okay, so just to train the model, it will take in hours. As I told you, 48 hours. Machines are taking 48 hours to train the model, means it's very what huge amount, you know. This I think this file contains around 45 MB, and to train 45 MB of data, it will take around 5 minutes. Yesterday I was practicing, and I found that it took around 5 minutes. Okay, just to train the model and to give the accuracy. So out of 12 files, it has executed 6 files. Now still it is in 7th file now. And again it contains around 60 different images, 60,000 different images. Okay. Yeah, you have any doubts, intern?
No, sir. Sir, you got the solution for what I'm getting that error.
Hold on. Let me finish this and then I'll get back to you there.
Oh,
So still it is in ninth model. 10th model, no? 10th, still 2 more. Yeah, almost done. Now we are in 11th. It gives an accuracy now. The total accuracy, how much accurate the data is, or the how much accurate the model is. Almost done. Okay. Hello, interns. Interns. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you see
Yes,
the
sir.
accuracy? What is the test accuracy?
0.9911.
No, that is the test loss. 0.9911. No, that means this model accuracy is almost 99.11%. Okay.
1 1.
Yeah, 99.11% accuracy it shows this data. Understood? But when you add more and more data, remember just we have used 45 MB of data. When you add more and more data, though obviously the test accuracy will reduce. Understood? Because maybe the data contains noise, okay, some noisy data or unstructured format of data. Okay, but as far as this predefined data is concerned, this is 99.11% is accurate. Okay, and we can use this model now to train our actual data or to test our actual data. Understood? Hope you are clear. But here one more thing what we have noticed. So out of 45 MB of data, okay, we have lost around 0.02844, which is very negligible. Okay, so compared to this, accuracy, but it's very rare. Remember, since we have used the predefined data, it's very rare to get 99.11% of accuracy. Okay, maybe we can reach 80%, 85%, 92%, maximum 96%, etc., etc. Anyways, you are hope you are clear with till here. So in our next session, okay, we will see how to use this model. Understood? And the most important, I think many of you are waiting for image recognition project, right? Interns. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
in the next session, we will see using this model, okay, how we will design, okay, image recognition a project or using the machine learning system where there what I will do, I will take one the family image. Next, after taking that family image, okay, we'll recognize the different faces. Next, after recognizing the different faces by training the model, next what I will do, I will upload the individual faces of the family members. The next, by comparing the two photos. One is the group photo of the family as well as the individual photo of the person. Okay, the machine should be able to recognize, okay, the name of that particular person. Okay, that is the next project, which is again related to deep learning. Okay, again we are going to have same type of a machines, okay, in the next session. Hope you are clear with this. Okay, and I will upload this the session, okay, after a few hours. You can practice this. I recommend you, okay, before heading towards the image recognition project, okay, you try to practice this first, then it will be easy for you to, okay, run image recognition type of a project. Okay, so you have any doubt here? Intense? Hello? Hello? Hello?
No,
Hello?
sir.
Oh, okay then. I'll sign off now. Okay, and make sure that before, okay, after preparing the model, terminate that machine, because it is going to have, it gives bulky, it is going to give you a huge amount, because, okay, it is not in free trial, the machine. So immediately after designing the model or after preparing the model, just stop the machine. Either you can stop, either you can terminate the machine. Okay, thank you. I'm signing off now. Thank you, everyone.